Hi guys, welcome back to a new video on the channel. Now today, as you can tell by the title, it's a little bit of a different video today. We're going to be discussing some of the issues that have come out today. So we're going to start off with Dele Alli. We're also going to be talking about Birmingham City. We're also going to be talking about the two Premier League friendlies that took place between Chelsea and Reading and Arsenal and Brentford. And we'll also then be going through the gossip column to have a look at some of the sort of transfer rumours that are around at the moment. So, starting off with Dele Alli, the Tottenham midfielder has been suspended for one game by the FA. This is after a video that he put on Snapchat in February in which he joked about the outbreak and appeared to mock an Asian man. Obviously, this is a serious incident and he has been dealt with. Also, I'll just add that the England international has also been fined £50,000 and has been ordered to undertake an education course. So, obviously, from what I'm hearing, I believe that Reading will play Tottenham in a pre-season friendly behind closed doors. Obviously, that I'm guessing will be tomorrow. On Saturday even. Get my days right. So Ali may play in that, but he's not allowed to play in the game between Spurs and Manchester United next Friday. So that's quite a blow for Tottenham. Obviously, Tottenham and Man United are both in the race for the top four for the Europa League. Obviously, Tottenham are in a little bit more of a desperate situation in a sense with the top four as they're further behind. So, obviously, not having Dele Alli is quite a big loss for Tottenham. So it will make an interesting game, but obviously he has to be punished. You know, this pandemic, as I know firsthand, is not a joke. It's serious. I'm fortunate enough to have, had the virus and been okay, but it's not a joke. Anything that can be perceived as racist, as we know with everything that's going on at the moment, can cause serious uproar, and it has to be taken and dealt with seriously. So Dele Alli has been rightly fined and banned for one game. So let me know in the comments about that if you think Dele Alli has got off lightly, if you would have given him a different punishment, or if you think it was fair. The other story that we're going to go on to now is involving Championship side Birmingham City. Just going to get this report up so I can read it from the website. The English Football League has won its appeal against an independent disciplinary commission decision to clear Birmingham City of a misconduct charge. However, the Championship club will not be deducted any points. Birmingham were originally cleared on the 6th of March and a new commission was appointed to hear the EFL's appeal. The charge was brought against the club in relation to an alleged breach of an agreed business plan. That was implemented after Blues were deducted 9 points last season for breaching the EFL's profitability and sustainability rules. The Blues' 9-point penalty in March 2019 came after incurring losses of nearly £48.8 million between 2015 and 2018, almost £10 million more than the accepted adjustment losses of £39 million over a 3-year period under the EFL rules. After initially being cleared of the second charge in March, Birmingham said they had been working closely and amicably with the EFL on the matter since May last year. Birmingham will resume league action on the 20th of June against West Bromwich Albion at the Hawthorns, lying 16th in the Championship table, 8 points above the relegation zone with 9 games remaining. So, let's have a look at this. So, Birmingham City, one of the teams in the Championship that were charged by the EFL and, they had the 9 points deduction, the FFP obviously failing that. And obviously this has come, and I think a lot of people watching this will be thinking, well, hang on a minute, if Birmingham have been found guilty, then how come they haven't received a points deduction? And that's not really clear in the report I've just read, so I don't quite know the answer to that. All I would say, if I was a Birmingham City fan, that I'd be extremely pleased with this result. Although they've charged them, technically nothing's come of it, so they will start, obviously, their Championship, the rest of their season, like everyone else, next weekend against West Bromwich Albion. So it's a very difficult game for them. They lie in 16th, with 14th, I believe. So there is a little gap. I think, like I say, there's a 9-point gap between Birmingham City and the relegation zone. As I did in my predictions, I don't think Birmingham are going to get dragged into that fight. However, obviously, you could worry, but the fact that they haven't been deducted points here is a very, very good thing for Birmingham City, because at least it means that they can go into those games, and if they start picking up points, they'll be in a better position. But if they were to have been deducted more points, then they would find themselves in a very desperate situation. So maybe it's a learning curve for them. Again, if you're a Birmingham City fan and you're watching this, please let me know in the comments what you think of the outcome today, and how you feel your team will progress. So I think for Birmingham City, the West Brom game, I'll be doing my prediction video next week nearer the time, but that's going to be a really hard game for them. But I do feel that Birmingham City will be fine. They will survive. I don't see them in the relegation fight. If you haven't seen my prediction video for the Championship table, go and have a look at that, where I predict the Championship table. Birmingham City definitely will be fine. Okay, so we move on to the two friendlies that involve my club Reading and Brentford of the Championship. They both took on Premier League sides. We'll start with Reading. We took on Chelsea, and we lost 1-0. Personally, I'm really pleased. I know you don't normally say that about losing a game, but when I saw the Chelsea lineup, the players that Chelsea played, it was 99% their first team. So yeah, I'm really pleased that it was just 1-0. It wasn't embarrassing. We could have got slapped 6-0 like Charlton did at Arsenal. We didn't. So 1-0. It's a fair result, and I'm content. I'm hearing that we're playing Spurs. Guessing it's Saturday. So yeah, I think preparations for Reading for the game against Stoke City at home next Saturday, that's gone pretty well. Yeah, of course you'd love to have maybe scored a goal, but to be honest, it's just nice the players have got 90 minutes under their belts, and we've only conceded one goal. So yeah, it's a defeat, but it's a behind closed doors friendly. It's about match fitness. It's not about results. At the end of the day, what would I rather have us done? Beaten Chelsea in the friendly and lost to Stoke, or beat Stoke and lose to Chelsea? It's a no-brainer for me. So coming on to the next friendly, and that was Arsenal 2, Brentford 3. Quite an astonishing result. Arsenal had a very, very strong first team out again. Brentford have obviously come along and scored their late goals to win it by 3-2. I did watch the highlights. They are available on YouTube on Arsenal's page. And yeah, Arsenal looked like they were playing some good football, but then so did Brentford. And as I kept saying, Brentford are a very, very good side, and I'd love to see them playing Premier League football in their new stadium. They fully deserve it. Obviously, again, if you go back and have a look at my Championship table prediction video, that you can see how close I've got Brentford to the top two with Nottingham Forest and Fulham, and I think that little scrap is going to be very, very exciting in the last 9 games. That's no disrespect to Leeds or to West Brom. I just think that Brentford, Fulham and Nottingham Forest are going to give it their all. If they don't make it, then I think Brentford and Nottingham Forest will be in the playoff final, but we shall see as it develops. So guys, on to the last bit of news. This is the gossip column. So I'm basically reading this off of the BBC football website. I'm just clicking onto it now. Do please excuse me, guys. This is just taking a couple of minutes. As I find it, there it is. So we won't go through every single one, but we will go through some of the main ones and discuss them briefly. So we've got here, Borussia Dortmund will demand £115 million for 20-year-old England winger Jadon Sancho. Now, Manchester United have been the big team that have been all over this story. I think Sancho is one of the best wingers in England. Abroad, but English wingers. It's a controversial subject, but I personally would rather have Sancho in the England team than Raheem Sterling. And I know that's going to cause probably the world's biggest argument. It is just an opinion. I do rate Sterling, but I rate Sancho so much higher. He is fast, he's quick, he's got, that skill. He can cut inside, he can score some great goals. And you saw him play for Borussia Dortmund the other day, and he absolutely killed it. He's a wonderful talent. And honestly, I've said it before. If Manchester United can sign him, and there's the key part, can, with him, they keep Pogba and Bruno as those three in the midfield. They're going to have such a daring sort of midfield, and obviously they'll try and get a striker in. I mean, there's been reports about Bamiyang and others. Like I said, you can't believe everything you read, but I do know that this summer for Manchester United will be key if they're going to compete, and definitely signing Jadon Sancho, I think, will be a huge thing. And obviously, as I said in the previous video with the Premier League one about Brandon Williams, he's a brilliant player as well, and I just think Manchester United could start turning the screw next season. The other thing on here, Crystal Palace's Ivory Coast forward Wilfried Zaha is attracting interest from Paris Saint-Germain. When I say don't believe everything you read, these are the kinds of stories I'm talking about. PSG are a massive team in France. Wilfried Zaha plays for Crystal Palace. And that's no disrespect to Palace. Zaha is a really good striker and winger again. He's a very good player. I just don't think PSG is the jump he needs. I think he needs to go to maybe an Everton or a Burnley or a Wolves or a Tottenham or someone a little bit, sort of higher up than Palace, with no disrespect meant to Crystal Palace. But that could be an interesting development. Chelsea face competition from Real Madrid to sign Bayern Leverkusen and German midfielder Kai Havertz. Now, again, if you've been watching the Bundesliga, Havertz is one of those players that has stood out. Brett is another player, the Borussia Dortmund player that I've watched, and I'm thinking, you know what, this man needs to be in the Prem. He's a brilliant, brilliant player. But again, his name hasn't come up yet. Meanwhile, the Blues are preparing a bid for Flamengo's Brazilian midfielder Gerson in a deal that would also benefit his former club Roma. Okay. Interesting in there. We've heard a lot, I think DT said it the other day, that Chelsea have had a lot of money saved up because they had the transfer ban. And now, this is when Chelsea are going to start getting the influx of players. One interesting note, Tottenham Hotspur boss Jose Mourinho has said he wants to sign Chelsea and France striker Olivier Giroud. Now, Giroud is 33. However, when he was at Arsenal, he was superb. At Chelsea, he's kind of found his goals but hasn't. For me, Giroud is in that last batch of his career where he might just have a couple more really good seasons. Now, I think he'd be a great signing for Tottenham because I think he would work with Kane, up front. I do. I think Giroud would be a very good signing for Tottenham. Do I think his Chelsea career is over? Yes, I honestly do. I don't think he has a place in Chelsea's squad. I think Chelsea are looking at strikers. I think they're looking at midfielders, and I don't see Giroud, as good as he is, as a Chelsea first teamer. Again, in the comments, let me know what you guys think about that decision. More than one other, but the next thing, Leicester City are targeting Vinty's Archmen's English left-back Max Clark to replace Ben Chilwell if the international leaves this summer. Right, these are the stories that, obviously, there's a lot of interest in Chilwell. He's a very, very solid player, and he's a very solid defender. And obviously, a lot of people are interested in signing Chilwell, and maybe, possibly Arsenal, I don't know, so they're trying to strengthen their defence, and he would be the sort of player that they could get in. Also, Southampton are planning contract talks with Ryan Bertrand. I think that would be a brilliant move for Southampton. They definitely need to keep hold of him. Let me just go down here and have a look. It says Manchester United will face West Brom in 2 games at Old Trafford on Friday as they prepare for the return of the Premier League. So the idea there, Manchester United, I believe, were meant to play Stoke City. Obviously, the Stoke City manager was positive for coronavirus, so he's obviously self-isolating. So when Reading take on Stoke next weekend, he will not be in the dugout. and we wish him a speedy recovery and all the best. So then Manchester United are going to play West Brom twice, just to give themselves that sort of start. So it'll be interesting to see the outcome of that game. No, Chief, and that's it. And then the other bit of news? Nope, that's everything. So guys, that completes today's video. Please let me know in the comments what you thought. Thanks again to the new subscribers. If you are new around here, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel massively. It's your channel as much as mine. Let me know in the comments what you think. If there's anything else you want me to discuss, then let me know. What I am going to try and do is come back on sort of a daily basis as much as I can to do these gossip columns. And yeah, so we'll see where that goes. I'll be coming back next week, like I said, with the Premier League and the Championship predictions. They're back. So those prediction videos will be back on the channel. And then again, I'll be reviewing the games like I did last time. So, yes, guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Take care and stay safe. See you soon, guys. Thank you.